Dog fans and Yellow Jacket fans, thanks for tuning in to a very special edition of Hunker Down and Up with the White and Gold. Yep, we are hunkering with the white and gold. We are down with the ups. We're all over the place. But either way, he's Jake Skinner. I'm Jeremy York. We're going to talk about one of the biggest games of the year just in a second. But first, how are you, bud?
Doing good, man. Busy weekend, barely slept, but we are alive. We survived New York City. Ready for some more football.
I hear you. I hear
How
you.
about you?
Uh, in a rush to get to the studio to do this. Apparently, I forgot to completely get ready for the show, so give me just a second there. There we go. That feels better. That feels better.
There you go.
That feels better. You know, with John on the IR for a little bit, somebody's got to represent our favorite Techwood Drive fans there. So I got you for this show, everybody. Obviously, he's got the Georgia, I've got the Tech. So and we're gonna keep it peaceful because we always do that anyway. We don't fight about games. There's no reason to. But I think I'm gonna let you talk about Georgia's weekend, um, and then I will try to make heads or tails of what happened to Tech. But we'll start with the up of the show and
Yeah,
what happened with the Bulldogs.
Georgia won handily, 35-3 over the Charlotte 49ers. Good, good game. Wouldn't say great. That is because Gunner was a 17 of 21 for 196 and a pick. No touchdowns yet again this year. All that Heisman talk I was preparing, that just went out the trash. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but Gunner doesn't care about that anyway. That's not
no,
his
and that's
style.
that's just it. It's not, but it's one of those things where it helps sell recruiting. So
Sure.
for that simple sake, I wanted him in New York. I'd like for him to, if not win it, at least represent. It helps, especially because he was a four-star, five-star quarterback when he entered college, so that helps us out more.
Yeah.
But Nate Frazier had a good game. But Walker had a good game. Dwight Phillips, like we saw everyone who could run the ball pretty much. We got to see Stockton throw, Pugs throw, and Monty throw, Ryan Montgomery, who
Hmm.
is in the running for number two position next
Hmm.
year. Because I don't believe Pugs sticks it out if Gunner stays next year. Personally, I think he's gone. Um, I will say make a note on that. Gunner looked okay, not great. Pugs, the dude's got a killer arm, but he's doing the same thing a lot of them do when they've got the arm talent. They throw fastballs on a 7 yard out route, and we're
Yeah.
talking 95-mile-an-hour fastballs to your receiver who's just trying to catch that ball. Doesn't work. And if you're in year two, three, and you're still not catching on, then you
Yeah.
got to learn to layer the ball. I'm sorry, but I don't see it. I mean, there's ways to make him work, but he's just Brett Favre did the same thing because and even Troy Aikman threw balls that you knew were coming that you're going to have to catch because Irvin has said it before, but Michael Irvin also said that whenever he would catch that bang eight route, he'd turn around and he just knew that Aikman would hit him in the numbers and it would be a perfect pass was perfect to catch.
Hmm.
You got to throw those.
Yeah.
That's not his game. Receiving, Noah Thomas had a good game. Zach Branch had a good game. Everything can be said that it was good. Defense played a great game. We had two sacks. Elijah Griffin had a really good one. Chris Cole had one. Two interceptions. Ellis Robinson and Daniel Okonkwo. Um, both of them really good picks. And Robinson, his guy was behind him, and he literally saw that the ball was not going to go to that guy. So as soon as the ball went in the air, he's like, "That's going short." He fell off of his dude and made a play.
Yeah.
You gotta
It was a
love
good
it.
play.
You gotta love it. We still give up too many yards passing when it comes to that face guarding, like I've talked about, because two of the biggest plays, I want to say the 38, yeah, it was the 38 and the 30-yard catches. Sean Brown and Mason from Charlotte both caught a pass over a Georgia defender, Dominic Kelly, and he looks good, but it's just that face guarding, not turning around, not playing the ball. Like he easily could have had two picks if he turns around and plays the ball. So that's on Kirby. That's on defensive coaching. Um, Honestly, other than that, I think it was a good day. I'd have liked to have seen Georgia score about 40 to 50, But hey,
Yeah.
if the spread's 38 points, Kirby's going to go under.
Mhm. Yep.
So if the spread's 5, he's going to go over. So you just don't know what Kirby's going to do.
Right.
So outside of that, I got nothing else.
Good. And Georgia Tech had the week off, so we'll move straight into this other game here. No, no, for real. Look. Let's be honest. They were down 4 scores.
And
They
7
were
years ago,
28 to nothing. Yeah, yeah. It felt like that's how long it took them to score. But they were down 28 to nothing early in the second quarter, and you're just like, what UFO landed to make this happen? We haven't seen this all year. And then they go on a big rally, and you're like, okay, well, this is the Tech we're kind of used to. Is they get punched in the mouth, and then they make some miraculous comeback, and they make it look really good. And then late in the game, when they were down, I think just 2 scores at that point. No, they had just made it to 1 score. I said, I don't think they have it in them to get that other score to bring back. And then Pitt goes ahead then, and I was like, yeah, it's exactly that. It's just not enough time, and they put everything they had into that comeback. Haynes King did something twice that he's only done twice the entire season. That's he threw 2 interceptions. So kudos to the Pitt defense, by the way. They kept him to like 250 yards passing. He completed like maybe 60% of his throws, and he only ran for 74 yards. Nobody else has done
76.
that. The last time he threw 2 interceptions in a game was like 2 years ago at Clemson. Like normally
Hmm.
he's like Gunner. They're not turnover machines at all. They
Yeah.
usually make the smart play. They do the right thing. They don't turn the ball over. Pitt just came ready to play, and Pitt realized that the only shot they have of making a playoff or of winning anything is to be in the ACC title game, and they're probably going to be the second team just off of this game alone. So
Yeah, what's crazy is like Georgia Tech has to win. Not even has to win. They have to rely on quite a few losses to even make the ACC title game, so they screwed
yeah.
themselves. I looked at the highlights and I mean, I'll just say like looking at this and coming at it and trying to be not biased with red and black glasses on, but I am gonna have to be. I mean, they stay on when it comes to the Tech game. Like, um, Tech's always competitive. They're gonna play good. Like, but looking at that last game, I gotta say, they're running Haynes King to the ground. Like, he's hurting.
Yeah.
Like that dude was gassed because he's all they've got. He ran the ball 20 times. All right, to give you an idea, they ran on. All right, so looking at the rushes with and throws, okay,
Mm-hmm.
33 running plays, 41 passing, 74 plays of offense. He accounted for a grand total of 61 of those plays his own. That's him running the ball. That's him throwing the ball. And
Mm-hmm.
those throws are not him just standing back in the pocket like Peyton Manning. Those are him
No, he
scrambling
scrambled.
sometimes. And then so he's gassed. Their offensive line could not hold up. They couldn't do anything. And just a strength that Georgia's gotten better at. So I'm going to go ahead and jump out and like do a little preview-esque
Yeah,
if you don't
because I
mind.
only got a couple other things to add, but it's going to add into the Georgia anyway. So
So yeah, like the offensive line couldn't hold. They run him because Jamal Haynes is a good back, but they can't get him going because they rely on Haynes for everything. They've got decent receivers, but the Canyon is probably their best. Him and Rutherford are their two best guys, and they
mm-hmm.
struggled. And they did good, not great. And defensively, I'll tell you right now, someone mentioned it, and I'm sitting there watching. All they did all game long was blitz for 4 quarters because what they thought they had to do to win. There was no
Yep.
adjusting. It's just let's
Mm-mm.
just keep blitzing. Well, you give Gunner and you like tell him, hey, they're coming after you every play. We're gonna run a hitch. We're gonna run a quick hitch, we're gonna run a hitch, a quick, there, we're gonna run out, back and forth. Or hey, guess what? The tight end's gonna do this, and the running back's gonna go this way, hit, or Zach Branch is gonna run a screen. You
Yep.
give someone like Gunner or any decent quarterback with a game plan of I'm gonna come after you and show my face card every play. I can beat that every other play because guess what? You start doing that, going to start running screens left and right, and you won't stop
Yep.
me for the entire game.
And
I
guess what
gotta
Gunner and
say,
guess what Gunner Stockton's good at? Screens. You're playing into his strength.
uh, unless unless they were just playing around and then realized, oh no, we are screwed up. I mean, just looking at the way they played that game, they might be barbecue chicken come Friday.
It's possible. The only things I was going to add is, shout out to Jakarian Turner. who ran for 201 yards, as good as the defensive line, as good as the trenches are for Georgia Tech, they were atrocious on Saturday. They give up a 201-yard rusher on top of all the other yards. And shout out to Braylon Lovelace, who had a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. So,
Yeah,
that's first off, that's great on his part. That's ridiculous that 11 people that are highly athletic and play offensive football can't make a tackle on a guy, and they had 100 yards to stop him. I don't think their heads were in it. They woke up and thought they were going to breeze through this. Like, this is not going to be nothing. We got Georgia, and we're going to worry more about Georgia, and they got caught. And that's 2 weeks in a row now. They've blown games that they should have won. And like you said, now they're on the outside looking in of the ACC, and they're on the outside looking in of not just a playoff, but of a good bowl. Right now, they're
agreed.
they're staring at one of the mid-level bowls.
No, they've screwed the pooch on this one. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Sorry, I'm trying to get to ESPN again because it just logged me out. But yeah, like they had a legit way into the playoffs to do what they need to
Yep,
do. And I mean, look, Georgia has been there before in years past. Every team's done something like that, but I mean, to have a gaff like that this late in the year, I mean, that was I've looked at some of it and that's just rough. It's just it like
there we
I
go.
hate it for them, but
I'm
I
looking
mean,
at
I hate it.
ESPN
I hate it for the
bowl.
fan base on that one, but I will tell you, as a Georgia fan, I'm also like, couldn't have happened to a nicer group of people because it's rivalry week, man. Come on.
I'm looking at the bowl predictions now, just trying to see what bowl ESPN thinks they're going to go to.
Okay.
Um, well, definitely not any of those. I don't care about that or that. Complete bowl schedule. There we go. Because this is great podcasting or whatever, I know. But um, tell us a New York story while I'm trying to figure this out.
So, so we just went up to New York this weekend to go, or went to Pennsylvania to visit some friends, and had a little bit of a friendsgiving, and then decided, well, we got an extra day. Let's just go to New York for a couple of hours. So, walked 10 miles in Manhattan and into Central Park a little bit in about 6 hours, 7 hours, and then bolted out of the city back to Jersey and then to Pennsylvania. Good times were had by all.
Still looking, but
Yeah. Yeah. Having a hard time with the bowl
this
projections, huh?
this says a lot. I mean, I'm going through a majority of them, and I have not even seen them mentioned by one person. Oh, here we go. Wow, it's a good location, but I mean, I would love to go to this place, but this stadium is more known for rugby. It's one of the most beautiful rugby stadiums there ever were. Snapdragon Stadium out in San Diego, the Holiday Bowl. They either think that they are going to, Georgia Tech is either going to face Washington or Arizona State. Right now, I would pick either of their opponents to beat them.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
But by all
Yeah.
means, if Snapdragon is a place I've always wanted to go, but it's because I know more about the rugby heritage of it than anything. But man, I mean, for one, I'm an Arizona State fan. Two, well, we've been over that. Man, but it
Uh,
was all the way at the end, the last bowl they mentioned. So that one, what day is that even on? Or at least they get a January bowl at that point.
yeah.
But this is not factoring in this weekend's game. So,
No, also real quick, based on current playoff rankings that just dropped, Georgia's now number 4.
yep, I see that.
Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Georgia, and
Okay,
Alabama's down to number 10. And what the last thing I saw is that Georgia, as of right now, they're getting a bye, and there's a decent chance they do not make the SEC title game, which as a Georgia fan, I'm kind of glad to miss it because you're probably paying Bama or Texas A&M. But I don't think Texas A&M is that much of a threat. Like they're good, but they're not built to withstand.
right.
Because and then Bama, Georgia just has something when it comes to Bama. But I mean, round two, I honestly would take Georgia in round two this time around. because this is
Yeah.
a different football team
Sure.
than we were earlier in the year. And then on top of this, I know we're jumping all around people, sorry. But on top of that, I kind of want Georgia to not have 5 straight weeks off.
Right.
Not
Right.
unless
I
it's
think
week,
that has
not
a lot
unless
to
you're
do
going
with
to
it.
have week one's a game prep week. Week two is a bye week prep. Week three is a bye week prep, or you do a bye week, game prep week, or like, and don't have as many bloody Tuesdays, but maybe have one or two before the playoff game because you don't want to be rusty. Because that's what they call them, bloody
Right.
Tuesdays.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You got to run some kind of simulated games or play. You got to do something as though it's a real game, and because if not, if you just sit around like that, I think you lose in the first round.
Exactly. And Georgia has had that one and gotten lucky before that that they were able to pass that through. So, I mean, that part's good, but still, it, you still sit there and go, I hope that we don't have. I don't want to play Bama, but I also do not want to with deal with sitting off that long.
How far did Tech? Dang, Tech drop 8 spots to 23. Eight.
Hmm. That's rough.
Wow. You, I don't think you have a choice. You have to win this weekend to have a decent chance. Not at any of even the special things, just to kind of save face, just to call it a
Yeah.
good year.
No, you're not. No, you're
Oh
not
man,
wrong. You have
because
to
Virginia's
save
ahead of
face.
them, Miami's ahead of them. I think that's all the ACC that I see. Yeah, because Pitt's ranked number 24. They're under them.
That doesn't help anything.
No, no, like you should flip those. And this is coming from somebody defending Tech right now. Pitt should be above Georgia because they just beat them. What is this, the UFC, where somebody can be 3-0 against another guy, and
I
he's
know.
he's ranked above him, and you're like, this is so stupid.
Yeah, it absolutely is stupid. I mean, but hey, I mean, it is what it is. What are you gonna argue
Yeah,
with? But getting into this game, sorry, we both
yeah,
got sidetracked there. Both of us are definitely feeling the itis this week for sure.
yeah.
But getting back to this game, I'm sitting here looking at everything, but it comes down to Georgia and Georgia Tech. Georgia is currently favored 87% on this coming Friday, on Black
Wow.
Friday, 3:30 p.m. Would not be shocked to see Tech show up in their black shirt uniform that they do, that dark gray one, for the
I
day.
can see that.
I'm just going to say, as long as Georgia's defense can keep Haynes King in the pocket, I don't think he's going to pose that much of a throwing threat because his game is based on running. He
Mm-hmm.
can still light you up, and I'm not discounting that, but
Oh, he can, but
I just don't see their path to winning to Tech keeping up as if he has to throw that much. So based on that, I'm going to take Georgia in this one, 36 to 17, something along those lines, maybe
I was
13.
just about to, I was just about to say it's. I'm looking at a 13.5 spread, and the follow up to that is the over under is 59.5.
And I just don't think you're going to see. I don't think you see these two teams this year get to a situation where we're playing 7 overtimes because Georgia can run the ball this year like they didn't last year. So I think
Well, it's not
Georgia
just
is
that, but
primed.
these are two completely different teams from last year. So
Georgia relied
you
on
can't
the
compare
pass
either of
game.
them. Yeah.
You can't. So I think Georgia, just knowing what I know, they are in a Georgia's in a very good spot to where if they play their brand of football they've been playing defensively, they will be in Hayes King's face most of the evening. And as long as they play smart, sound defense with their linebackers, they can keep Haynes King in the pocket or at least limit his runs to less than 5 yards carry. You do that, you're gonna have a good time. And offensively, Georgia's offensive line can withstand that blitz, I believe. They're gonna run it on them. And if they can't completely run it, they'll find ways to throw it. Because I mean, Noah Thomas is making some plays happen lately, and he's becoming that dude. I'm already hearing people saying that they believe that this Georgia team, with the right draw in the playoff and their confidence lately, like if they even were to play Bama in a title game, or because Texas A&M I think has to lose for Bama and Georgia to get in the title game. Yeah, or
Who
Alabama
do they
loses to
play?
Auburn.
They play Texas.
I think so. Um, I got
Yeah,
you right here.
Texas
Yeah,
A&M.
Texas, and I just don't think
That will
Texas.
probably be a game we will pick here in a second, so I'm not going to get
It
into
will
it right now.
probably, yeah, and that's a Friday 7:30 game, and we'll pick it in a minute, but I've got my
Yeah,
thoughts already. Um, yeah, depending on that, like so Georgia's got a shot. I honestly don't see why Georgia couldn't at least push for a title. The only team that would scare me is Ohio State, but Georgia might be the most physical team this year out of everybody to fight through the adversity they fought through. The porous defense, the coordinator that's cooked, the quarterback that's not quite there. It's just ripe for anything, anything in the playoff making it to the title game or getting close, and
yeah,
at most a close loss might be one of Kirby Smart's best coaching jobs. We thought last year's coaching job was great. This one might be even better.
yeah. Um, for Tech to win, there's a lot of things, not a lot, but there's a couple things that have to be better, at least in this past weekend, but they just have to be better. I'm not worried about Haynes King. You always get 100% from him no matter what.
Hmm.
They have got, I mean, it's almost like these teams have flipped because the leading rusher pretty much all year has been Haynes King. Occasionally
St
Malachi Hosley and occasionally Jamal Haynes have woken up and had 100-yard games. Not very often. Most of the time they combine for 100 yards. They have got to have an actual running back who runs for 75, 80 yards in a game. They have yet to do that, and they are a great run block team. They just
hmm
can't get it going for some reason. If it's not them, put Chad Alexander in. I don't care. Put somebody else in if they're going to
Yeah.
run and actually do it. Jamal Haynes has been a complete shell of the person he was last year. Has not really gotten out of the blocks. I don't know if it's injuries or what. Hosley's had some good games, but you can't have Haynes King having to do the running and the throwing and
Oh,
expect
you
this to
can't.
work. It's even Cam Newton couldn't carry teams that far. He could get only
Mm-mm.
so far. Michael Vick the same way. Any of those dual threats. So the main thing they've got to do, or one of the main things, is they have to have an actual running back who can run the ball. And if they
No,
can't,
agreed.
then it's over quicker than this one might have been. I'm not
Agreed.
worried about receivers. Their defense wise, obviously their defense can't play like they did this week, but I have a lot of faith in that front line on their defense. They get a lot of pressure without having to blitz. I don't know why they thought blitz and pit was a good idea for 4 quarters. All it did was wear your guys out and probably injure half of them like usual. Against somebody like Georgia, I'll be honest, blitzing's not a big thing I would worry about with Georgia. I would more play the field and I would make Gunner make mistakes, something he doesn't do. If you
Hmm.
continue to cover his guys, you're going to make him start running around. He's not a big runner. He can, but I would force Gunner to have to make decisions maybe by waiting him out as opposed to pressuring him because pressuring him, he just seems to make the play. Um,
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
you just got to win the turnover battle. You can't throw 2 interceptions. You can't fumble the ball. You can't give up 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. These are easy things, but if they're so easy, then how come they did all of them the opposite this past Saturday? But all that being said, like I said, if they would have won out all the way till right now, then I would say, given them coming in undefeated in Georgia, where they were with one loss, how many they got?
Yeah,
Two,
one loss.
one. 10. If it would have been 11-0 versus 10-1, I would have said Georgia is going to win this by 4 to 7 points. They're just going to outlast them, and that's what's going to happen. But given the fact that 2 weeks ago they blew a game they should have won, and this week they, I don't know, decided to pull a Georgia and only played the second half of the game, I think Tech, if they come in hungry, um, if they come in, excuse me, there, if they come in hungry enough, it's going to be really close. But I think Tech can win this by a field goal. It's going to come down to something just ridiculous. Like I said, if they do the opposite of what they did Saturday, I think they win this game. because
Yeah.
I think they can win in the trenches. If they get a running back going, then I think that'll alleviate all the pressure on Haynes King.
Hmm.
And just don't make dumb mistakes. And I think this is going to be another classic.
Yeah, it could be a good one. Something I just noticed, and may have saw my reaction. So Georgia, after those two picks this past week, are now at
Mm-hmm.
7 interceptions for the year, which is great. You want to know how many interceptions Tech has out looking at the stat sheets?
No, he's thrown four.
No, he's thrown. They've gotten 4 interceptions on
Oh,
defense.
how many they've gotten on
Yes,
defense?
sorry. How many they've gotten? Georgia has
Oh,
gotten 7 on defense. They've got, and
yeah,
so if that they're not a
their
turnover team.
defenders are more. They're not going for the interception. They do more pass breakup and they do more break up the play. They're not looking to flip the field. They're looking to just wear you down. So that's the way Brent Key kind of teaches it, or at least his coordinators and his defensive coaches. They're not hyper aggressive. They more wait you out. They just want to break it up and make you do a three and out as opposed to going for an interception and tipping it into the wide receiver's
Sure.
hand.
No, I get that. So yeah, I'm looking right now. Okay, so yeah, that makes more sense now. But yeah,
Yeah, they're
it's
especially their defensive backs. They're not aggressive as far as going for the ball. They normally just try to make sure the receiver doesn't get it.
yeah. No, I agree. And I was looking at their schedule, like outside of one ranked game against Clemson, their schedule, and even then, that game, it's soft. SAWFT, soft. Like
Soft.
soft. Like I'm sitting here looking at all of it, like
All right. Well, Colorado was a battle. All right, that was when Colorado was still decent.
Colorado was
It
good
was
for
it
one
was
or two
about
games
two
this
weeks
year.
after that it went south for them. Yeah, Clemson,
Wake
not just
Forest,
score based,
like I
but
said,
Wake Forest is a tough team. I give
well,
Wake
I mean,
Forest and Virginia
I'm
Tech
looking
credit.
at teams that are physical that will bully that can like
Oh yeah,
the ACC's fallen off big time in the past few years. I'm not looking
NC
like
State, a punch you in the mouth team.
right. There are teams that will punch you in the mouth, but you look at their record and you look at the teams they've played, they've not played anyone that plays to the standard that in Alabama, and
Correct.
Ohio
Correct.
State. Like I expected Syracuse to give them more, but Syracuse is down to a true freshman and their defense just can't get out of their own way.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like I
that's what
said,
happened there.
exactly, you look at all of this stuff, like that's why I'm saying like this game coming Georgia, this could be, yeah, you could have your classic Georgia Tech. This is going to be a close game.
Hmm.
But I'm also looking at it going, Georgia could potentially show up to this game in Atlanta where they tend to do good in Atlanta and at Mark Richt Field and absolutely destroy a Georgia Tech team that's reeling after
No, they're
a
not. They're
loss.
not playing at Mark Richt Field.
Are they playing are they in Atlanta this year or at Mercedes? Are
They're
we at
playing
Georgia?
there.
They're playing in okay.
And apparently it's going to be the next handful of years. I don't know if they
That's
signed an
right.
agreement.
That's right. They
It's
did.
because
That's
the
right.
game's getting to be so big that it needs to be a
No,
bigger stadium.
it's their renovations to Bobby Dodd.
That too. That too.
Yeah, they're not going to leave it there in Atlanta as a neutral site game.
Well,
Georgia doesn't want it. Tech
it's
don't want it.
it's like the next three games or something.
Yeah,
Which I said I get because you're going to get more. They are getting revenue from it and all that kind of stuff. I said, but kind of kind of stinks if you're Georgia because that means two games a year, whether they're home games or not, you're guaranteed to not be in your stadium. You're either in Jacksonville or you're in Mercedes. And I was like, that's two games a year where you're guaranteed to not play at home.
hmm let's see. I'm looking right now to see what the reasons are behind it because some people they're
Oh, that's the whole
they
thing. We
sold
may
the
have to
home
do it.
game.
We may
Yeah,
have
we
to
got to
do
do
an
picks.
update show.
Yeah, Mercedes Benz part of the deal. So yeah, I it's one of those things where like we're just kind of look at it, but like
Yeah,
it's just needless
maybe
to say,
Saturday.
I don't know why they're doing it. I think Tech sold it, but it's also I thought they were doing some renovations or something and they're getting started early. But
There's
part of the
part of it on that, but just somebody approached them about doing this game here, and then about doing it for signing like a 3-year agreement or 4-year agreement. I think they did. So
Gotcha. Well, all right, we got 8 minutes left. You want to get to some picks real quick?
yeah, what 4 games? We'll each pick two.
Yeah, I'll let you
Okay.
get
Oh,
started.
let me throw this out here too. Since I picked Tech, and you pick Georgia. Based on our Saturday schedule, um, whoever whoever is incorrect with their pick, um, first city is on them.
Sounds good.
All right. I think we Penn and Teller said enough code words there to where only the people that need to know what we just said actually know what we just said. So
Hmm.
go ahead and
It's a
pick your
local
first game.
thing.
Yeah,
It's a local thing. It'll all tie in together.
it does. I
Uh,
mean, we're not in any kind of dream scenario or nothing like that.
we're not even printing it.
No, not at all.
So,
Weird.
um, it's a rivalry week. We got quite a few rivalries on Friday.
Some good ones.
Yeah, some good ones. Let me see here. All right, I'm gonna beat you to one. Arizona, number 25 Arizona takes on Arizona State at 9 p.m. on the Fox Network, Mountain America Stadium in Tempe, Arizona.
Yep.
Um, Arizona's looking good. I watched some of their highlights this week. I'm just gonna take Arizona State because I can't go against them right now. Just because, why not? I know you love you some Arizona State. There it is.
I knew it was right over here. Absolutely. Just because I'm biased, but I do think they are better. Arizona State every year. Always surprised. They are great West Coast teams. They've kind of become the new UCLA, USC as far as West Coast teams. You kind of don't want to play because there's a good chance
Hmm.
they might beat you and disrupt your season. Um,
Hmm.
I believe they are playing this at Devil Stadium or whatever you call it. Give me Arizona State in that one for sure. Um, before you beat me to this game, I'm going to go to the other game. I'm going to talk about.
Yep.
Um, number one, Ohio State, who smells like fish. Who said? Somebody said. I don't know who said that. Against number 15, Michigan, I will be biased again, and I will say go blue because we are to the time honored tradition of Ryan Day losing to Michigan. By the way, he's 0-5, I'm pretty sure. Even if I missed a year, he's got a big goose egg in the win column. So I'm going to say Michigan takes this one again and not really disrupts Ohio State. They're still the top team. They're still probably win the national title. Could care less about that. But go blue, and Michigan gets this one.
I want to say Michigan's going to win, and I ultimately think that they probably will, but for the sake of argument, I'm going to take Ohio State just because, you know what, screw that. It's in Ann Arbor. It's in the big house. But the problem I hate is it's a noon o'clock game. I'll take Michigan as well because Ryan Day away, even though he's got the clearly better team, I feel this year, I just think Michigan will do some voodoo. Um,
Like I said, the time honored tradition of Ryan Day losing to Michigan. That was
exactly.
brought to my attention by an Ohio State fan.
I think the next one we should talk about, there's two games coming up that have SEC title game implications. I'll hit one of them. And if you
Okay.
pick a different game, we'll come back to it. Texas takes on Texas A&M at Texas. Texas is
Okay.
soft. I don't think they can hold up against Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M wins this game, goes to SEC title game, but who they play to be determined.
Yeah. Man, I want Texas to win this so bad. For one, just to disrupt the apple cart a little bit and give Texas A&M a loss. I don't have anything against A&M. I think it'd be more fun if Arch woke up and had the game of his life right in front of everybody. I think they are at their stadium. I don't know. Since our picks only mean something to us because nobody holds us to them. Unless you see us out, then please hold us to those. For the sake of it, I'll go hook 'em horns.
Yeah, it's a solid pick. But yeah, I don't disagree. It's going to be fun looking at Texas A&M's schedule. Again, they've had a good season, but looking at all their games, I don't trust it. I don't trust them long term, like against a Georgia or someone better. So,
Yeah,
who's your next pick?
and there is a couple of good ones with some SEC ties. I don't think that Bama Auburn is going to be as good a game as it usually is. So I'm going to go number 14 Vanderbilt at number 19 Tennessee. Um, Vanderbilt got brought down to earth, but I think they're still a really good team. I think somehow the Volunteers figure out how to do this, and I'm going to take Tennessee at home.
Yeah, I'll take Tennessee because my girlfriend would kill me otherwise. I don't. Vandy's looked good, but that Texas game was close. Like they played Auburn close, and Kentucky was not that close Yeah, I'll take Tennessee at home. But I will go ahead and say one more thing to it.
Yeah,
Looking at it, I know it's a long shot, but just for the sake of chaos, I think being the fact that it's a night game in Jordan Hare,
yeah,
Auburn, when they're the underdog and their bowl records on the line, that they just play Bama differently. I don't care
they
how
do.
bad of a team they have. They always find a way. Um, I'm going to pull for Auburn to win this game personally because then Georgia goes into the SEC championship game against Texas A&M, where if that happens, I'm picking the dogs to not blow out, but have a solid game and beat Texas A&M by a score, if not two. That's a field goal. It could be two touchdowns or a field goal and a tutty. I'm just going to take Auburn in this one because I want the chaos. I want Georgia to not have that extra week off, and I just think 7:30 game is this on ABC? It's the big game for those two. How can you not?
It sets up the same way I said for some of those other games. It sets up where the home dog team actually everything kind of scuffles where it really could happen. But for the sake of the show and for the sake of I just can't talk myself out of it, I think the Crimson Tide win that game. I don't really know how it could be ugly. It might be big. I don't know, but somehow I
Hmm.
think Bama's just going to pull it out.
I don't disagree. I think Bama probably will, but
I would love to
I'm
see the
not.
upset.
I'm not picking because I'm picking what I want to see, not picking what I think will happen this
Right,
week.
right. But yeah, I think we've done another successful combo show. I think we've done this majority of the years we've done both these shows. We've done some sort of combo,
We
and hope
have.
people enjoy them. I mean, honestly, top rated show last week was Up with the White and Gold. Baffles me which leads every week because a lot of times it's this one, a lot of times it's different ones. But other than that, got any parting words?
No, I'm good. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy all the turkey and everything you're going to eat. Don't nap too hard. And I'll go ahead and say it. Go dogs.
And he's Jake Skinner, and I'm Jeremy York, and this has been our special combo Up with the White and Gold and Hunker Down. And my last parting words will be, go Jackets, deuces, gooses.